on this computer. Welcome everybody. This is our Thera Yoga class. We're going to get started seated in the chair. Sit up nice and tall with your hips just slightly above your knees and become aware of your breath. So feel that breath coming in through your nostrils. Notice where it goes. Feel that length in your body, maybe a little bit as you just bring some movement to your legs, your gluteals. Get some movement, maybe a little shaking of those hands and arms. You're aware of your breath, filling the lungs as you inhale and flowing out, diffusing into the atmosphere around you as you exhale. The spirit comes in through the breath as you inhale and then diffuses into the atmosphere around you as you exhale. Okay, let's do a few moving mountains. And before we do that, we're going to focus on our feet and the groundedness in the feet. So wake up your feet a little bit. Bring your awareness down into your feet. Feel the surface that they're on. Bring that bean shape to them. So start with them parallel, then lift the heels and bring the heels in a slight bit and press those heels down. You've awakened all the arches. There are 3 arches in your feet. Do a little motion for those feet. I like to build those muscles in the feet any way we can. So how about a little bit of that? Just moving the feet different ways. Spreading the toes, wiggling the toes, a little bit of that kneading kind of action in place. And maybe a little in and out. How does it feel to move your feet? Becoming aware of those feet. How about a little side to side movement? Your heels stay glued to the floor and the fronts of your feet are moving. What does that feel like? That's kind of fun. Try that. So a little side to side action. Maybe they're wiggling one way and then the other, and then just relax. Let them rest for a moment. Feel that groundedness and do your inchworm forward and back a few times. If you like to add your hands, please do add your hands. If that feels fun or good in any way, add those hands to the movement in your feet. We're all connected. So moving together with the hands and the feet is really kind of enhancing your nervous system, right? It's creating new pathways. Okay, now bring those feet to where it's most comfortable. Sit up tall. Let's do a couple moving mountains before we go to our tapping. So give yourself some shoulder rolls here before we start with those moving mountains. If you have space, you can just kind of take your fists behind you perhaps and just press up a little bit. Can you release your spine and let it suspend there for a moment, using your shoulders as that suspension point, and then settle back down. Maybe you've lengthened your spine just a little bit with that action. Do it 3 times if it feels good for you, and then relax. Notice what it did in your spine. And now shake those arms out, bring your neck into alignment. So that might mean you're going to have your chin go in and up and feel that length in the back of your neck a little bit. And then the shoulders stay home as best you can. Let's do some moving mountains now. As you inhale, sweep those arms up. We're just going to do this once. And as you exhale, soften back down. Now let's do it in 5 parts. So as you inhale, bring your hands up to about here. And then exhale in place. Inhale, the hands come a little higher. And exhale in place. Again, inhale. A little higher yet. Are your palms now facing the ceiling a little bit? Exhale, soften a little bit, keeping the arms in place. Inhale, this is our fourth lift. Feel it. Exhale, soften a little bit in place. And then inhale all the way up. Feel that stretch both sides of your body. And exhale, soften all the way down. Good. Give yourself a shoulder roll on both sides, one side at a time, a couple times. And let's do that again. Shake it out a bit. You can shake your whole body a little bit. And then starting with those shoulders at home, your spine is nice and tall, your neck is in alignment. Inhale, the arms come just a little bit out. Exhale, in place. Inhale a little bit higher and exhale in place. Inhale, maybe this is where your hands begin to rotate forward. Exhale in place. And then as you inhale again, maybe those palms will face a little bit more towards the ceiling. Exhale in place. Inhale. I think this is the fourth. Exhale in place. If it's the fifth, we're doing 6. Inhale one more time, stretching those arms up. And exhale, soften all the way back down. Give yourself a shoulder roll. Oh, doesn't it feel good to get those shoulders mobilized? I hope it does for you. Let's shake those arms out. Bring them out to the side. And then give yourself a hug. So let's take the right arm over the left. And any way you can creep your fingers around to kind of spread those shoulders a bit. So more mobility, more, kind of spreading out between those shoulders a little bit, any amount with this hug of just bringing a little bit more mobility to those shoulders, spreading them out from that midline. And then take any amount of tension you might feel, shake it out. Shoulder roll again. And then let's do the other side. So the left on top of the right. And again, just kind of spreading, do some movement that feels good for you. Just, it's subtle, but it's really strong if you can spread those shoulders out a little bit, adding a little more mobility in whatever way feels right for you in this moment. Keep breathing. Feel that spreading between your shoulders. So often we contract. So let's do the other way. Spread between your shoulders a bit. Breathe into that area. Now, as you are ready, take any amount of tension. You might be able to grab into your hands and slide it out and shake it out. Okay, shoulder roll again. Now, as we shoulder roll, those shoulders may be a little more mobile. Just notice, shake it out. And now let's do our head turn with the moving mountain. So as you inhale, stretch those arms up overhead. Feel that stretch. And you can wiggle your fingers if that feels good. As you exhale, let that right arm gently float down as you turn your head towards the right. And maybe that left arm will have some fun wiggling the fingers or whatever feels good. And as you inhale, float the arm back up, the head comes forward. And here you can feel the stretch, both sides of your body, reaching up through those fingers. Exhale, floating that left arm down, gently turning towards the left. Notice how it feels. As you inhale, float the arm back up, bring the head forward. Feel the stretch in the sides of the body. Now, as you exhale, float that right arm down again, relax it. You've turned your head. Maybe you'll glance over your shoulders with your eyes. As you inhale, float the arm back up, bring the head forward. Feel the stretch, both sides of the body. And as you exhale, float the left arm down, gently turning, relax that arm. You may glance over your shoulder. And as you inhale, float the arm back up, bring the head forward. Feel the stretch in the sides of your body. One more time on each side, floating that right arm down with the exhale. Relax it, glance over the shoulder, and with the inhale, float the arm back up. Bring the head forward. Feel the stretch in the sides of the body. Left arm floats down. Relax it as best you can. Your head is turned. Maybe you'll glance over that shoulder. Inhaling, float it back up. Bring the head forward and feel the stretch in the sides of your body. And as you're ready with that exhale, just you can move a little bit. Bring more freedom to the arms, the shoulders, as you bring your arms down alongside your body. Notice how you feel. Keep breathing. Okay, let's do our tapping. As you're ready, tap. We'll go for 30 seconds. Keep breathing. You can add the hands or not, you choose. Breathing deeply and gently. You can even use that ujjayi breath, that ocean breath, if that feels right for you. And now that's about 30 seconds. Relax, relax. Notice the difference between the action and the relaxation. And then one at a time, stretch a leg. And the other leg. And sitting up tall. Is your neck in alignment? Notice, are your shoulders at home? Is your rib cage anchored in? Are you feeling the length in your body? Any amount. Take your hands and squeeze that torso a little bit, like a toothpaste tube. You're squeezing and lengthening just a bit. And release. Let's do another tapping of the feet for 30 seconds. If you like, add the hands as well. Keep breathing. And that's about 30 seconds now. You can relax. Notice the difference between that action. Feel that relaxation just kind of cascading through your body. Notice that? Any amount. Just notice how you feel. And then one at a time, you can stretch a leg back. And the other leg. Okay, third's the charm, right? Third time's charm. Let's do one more set of tapping for 30 seconds. Keep breathing. And there's about 30 seconds. Relax again. Notice how you feel. Stretch your leg, however that might feel good. Maybe you want to stretch it a little differently this time. Maybe it's going to come forward instead of back. Point and flex a little bit. Release those muscles in a different, slightly different way, perhaps. Whatever feels best for you. Okay, so now let's pick up those weights and do a little bit of bicep curls. We'll do our 3-part bicep curls after we do our calf lifts. So rest those weights above your knees and do a few calf lifts to start. About 12 is good. Okay, now with those grounded feet, you can let your arms rest alongside your body. Feel the spinal alignment, and let's do our 3-part lift, starting with tiny little pumps 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Third increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly lower down. Keep breathing. You can roll those shoulders one at a time, and then bring the weights up above and behind your head for 5 tricep extensions. So as you're ready, lower those weights behind your head and then lift 5 times for extensions here for the triceps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more for 5. Slowly lower those weights alongside your body again. Shoulder roll those shoulders in to home. And we'll do our second set. I'm working on kind of keeping the arms at a little bit of a distance from my body now. Instead of, really close to your body and doing that, you've got a lot of tension there. So a little more distance. 1, 2, first increment. 3, sitting up nice and tall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Third increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower down slowly. Keep breathing, shoulder roll. Let's do either this or a tricep extension. Do what feels good for you. And let's do about 5. 1, 2, make it easy on your body. Everybody's different. So if this feels good, do this. If you want to do tricep extensions, do that instead. And I think that's about 5. So now I'm going to lower my weights down again. Let those arms stretch, shoulder roll. And let's do one more set of the bicep curls. So bringing your neck into alignment, your shoulders at home. Here we go. Final set of bicep curls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Third increment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly lowering down. Shoulder roll. Keep breathing. Let's go ahead and set the weights down. We'll do our bench presses towards the end of class. So set them where they'll be easy to get again, but they're not in your way. Okay, so let's come on up to standing now. As you're ready, if you're ready, come on up to standing. Find your mountain pose. Notice how you feel. So mountain, bean-shaped feet, bendy at the knees and hips. Feel that groundedness through the bottoms of your feet. You can also feel the solar energy coming in through the top of your head. Just notice any amount. Notice your connection with the earth and the sun as you breathe. And shake it out a little bit. Shake each leg, each arm. Shake it out. And roll those shoulders. We'll do a balance pose now. So tree pose or whatever feels good in your body. If tree pose doesn't feel right for you, just bring your leg forward and play with it. So I'll be using my staff today. You can use a chair and use that for your stability. So with an inhale, shift to your left side, feel that groundedness. And as you're ready, you can peel that right heel up off the floor. And if you're doing a tree pose, you may want to turn that leg out from the root of the leg. If you're just lifting the foot and rotating, you can do that as well without the tree pose, adding the tree pose, right? In fact, let's all do that. Just bring your knee up, rotate your ankle. Keep breathing. So your knee stays soft, it stays pretty relaxed. And your hip is doing the work here, right? Holding you in place. How does that feel as you rotate your foot around? Let's bring that foot down. Just notice how you feel as you bring yourself back to mountain. You can switch sides. Using your support on the other side, shift to the right. Feel that groundedness, peel that left heel off the floor, pick it up. The foot comes up. Shake it out, rotate that ankle. Any amount. There might be a little motion for your hip as well. Keep breathing. Okay, so we're doing this first, and then we'll do the tree pose. How about that? So this, just shake it out a little bit, and then return to your mountain. Notice how you feel. Now we'll do more of a tree pose style of turning the leg out. Shifting to the left, feel that groundedness. Peel that right heel up, the whole foot lifts, turning the leg out, bringing that foot to the standing leg. Feel that pressure. The standing leg is firm there, almost pressing into the foot as the foot gently presses into the leg. Just maintain that and notice how it feels. You can extend one arm up. You can have any amount of motion for that arm. Keep breathing, whatever you're doing. Nice deep inhales and long exhales as best you can. And as you're ready, return that foot to the floor. Switch sides for your support. Maybe you're turning around and using a chair, whatever works best for you. Shift to the right, feel that groundedness, peel the left foot off the floor, turn it out, and bring that foot and feel that relationship between the foot and the standing leg. Press it a little bit, press that foot a little bit into the leg and feel that leg pressing into the foot a bit. Keep breathing. If you want to bring movement to the arm, you can do that. Any amount. Keep breathing, whatever you're doing. And as you're ready, one more time, feel that pressure, that relationship between the foot and the standing leg, and then release and return to your mountain. Notice how you feel. Keep breathing, shake it out a bit. Okay, so we've been working on lunges and really contracting the muscles in the lunge. So all the muscles that hold you in place. Let's play with that a little bit now. So again, you can use your chair, whatever surface works best for you to support yourself with this lunging action. So walk yourself back a little bit from your chair. Remember, we want to hinge at the hips. Anytime you're folding forward, hinge at the hips. Please don't round over. Let's take the left foot forward and find yourself a good lunge. Everybody's a little bit different. I've got a pretty wide distance lunge. Yours may or may not be this wide. So as you come into your lunge, feel all those muscles that bring you there and hold you there. Maintain the length in your spine and just contract those muscles that are holding you there for 5 seconds. And then relax. Notice the difference. Let's do that again. And maybe you can inhale for 5 seconds as you contract those muscles. And then relax as you exhale. Let's try that one more time. Inhaling, contract all those muscles, especially those gluteals. So feel those gluteals working here. 5 seconds. And then relax as you exhale. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So step forward. Notice how you feel. Keep breathing. Now the right foot stays forward and the left foot comes back. Find that lunge that's comfortable for you. And feel all those muscles that are holding you in that lunge. Really, it's from your feet all the way up. Notice that. And for 5 seconds, maybe it's with an inhale, really contract those muscles. And then relax as you exhale. 3 times. Contract. Everything contracts. All those muscles that are holding you in this pose. Exhale, relax. One more time. Really contract all those muscles, everything you can feel. And then relax. Good. Step forward again. A little rebounding might feel good. Just a little bounce, a little shake it out. Keep breathing. Now, lunges are really good for developing muscles, right? Today, I think I shared a little bit with you about developing muscles in these lunging kind of positions. So if you have a wall that you can use along with your chair and take a foot to that wall and just press, press, press. It may take you a few minutes to find a place to do this. But see if you can find a good place to set yourself up for this action. It can be down here, it can be here. Press, press, and develop those gluteal muscles. Any amount. So let me see. Are you able to find those places? Good. It looks like everybody has some place they can gently press that lifted leg into the wall. So I would say that, maybe 10 times on each side. And this is a very narrow wall, so it takes a little jockeying around. Press. Good. and relax. Just notice how you feel. So that's the first time we've ever done that. Later, I'll ask you if you liked it or not. And it may take some time to get to like it. I don't know if we're going to use it or not. We'll decide after we have a conversation. So now let's do our leg lifts. Okay, so this is the one where you can bring the leg out, but maybe it's nice to have a tiny circle. You can either just bring it back out, straight out like that, or maybe a circle. So we're working, if it's coming out, we're working more on these gluteus medius. If it's coming back, we're working more on the gluteus maximus. We're working on glutes today. Okay, so finding that comfortable stance, shift to the left and bring the right leg out and either circulate it or just bring it out straight 12 times. If you're circulating, you can circle around 6 times one way and 6 times the other way. We're working on those glute medius when you bring the leg out to the side. It's a higher muscle up here. Now rest for a moment. Notice how you feel. Let's go back and forth in these different positions. So now let's shift the weight to the right side. Feel that groundedness on the right side and do the same thing on the left side. Out to the side. Any amount. If you're circulating, go 6 times one way and 6 times the other. And then stand upright. Notice how you feel. A little rebounding, a little shake. Never hurts to shake things up. Or hopefully it doesn't. Feels pretty good for me. Okay. So now standing up tall. Remember to hinge at the hips. If you need to bend forward, don't round over. Please don't round over. So that hip hinge is our fail-safe for avoiding some fractures. So let's shift to the left again. And now bring that right leg more back. And again, you can do tiny circles or just straight back. If you're doing some tiny circles, go 6 times one way and 6 times the other way. And then stand upright. Notice how you feel, nice tall spine. Shifting to the right, feel that groundedness, and the left leg comes back. Reversing the motion if you're doing circles after 6 circles. Or so, if it feels better to do more, do more. And find yourself back in your mountain as you're ready. You can alternate legs to shake it out a little bit. And then release those arms. Okay, so now we've done our leg lifts. Let's do it again. Nice tall spine, neck in line, shift to the left, bring the right foot out. Feel those glutes working. Maybe the circle, if you're circling, will be a little bit bigger this time. 6 times one way, 6 times the other way, and then rest. Keep breathing, shifting to the right now, left leg out to the side, 12 times, 6 circles one way. And does it feel good to make that circle a little bit bigger this time? After those circles, stand upright, notice how you feel. Shift to the left again and bring that left leg back. The right leg back. And circulate around or straight back. Do what feels best or works best in your body. After you finish that, stand upright again. Notice how you feel. Shift to the right, and the left leg comes back. Six times one way, 6 times the other way, maybe a bigger circle this time. And then stand upright. Give yourself a shoulder roll. Notice how you feel, maybe a little shake out. Keep breathing. And 3rd time's a charm. Let's do it one more time. Leg lifts out to the side. On each side is the circle, maybe a little bigger if you're circling. Can you really feel those muscles way up near your waist? Okay, after that side, that position, stand upright, rest a breath. Notice how you feel. Shift your weight to the right side, and the left leg comes out in circles. Maybe a little bigger yet. Other way. As you finish that, stand upright, notice how you feel. And then we have one more to do with the leg back on that left side. Good. And as you feel complete, give yourself shoulder rolls, stand upright. Notice how you feel. Shake it out. I need to let the dog in. I'll be right back. Okay. So now we've done a lot. How do your legs feel? I can really feel my legs. Let's do a little bit of squatting here. Tiny bit of squatting. So find a slightly wider stance and just tiny little squats. If you want to lean forward, hinge at the hips. Good. Shake it out. How about this? Is that doable for you? Let's do it. So lifting the knee up, out to the side and back. Up, out, and back. Out and back. Any amount. Take your hands, get your mountain pose, take your hands to your hips and just press gently down. Using those shoulders as a suspension point, stretch your spine. Maybe I didn't tell you, but I went to the doctor the other day and got an x-ray for my hip. And I also had them measure me. And I was to 3/10 of an inch taller than the last time I was measured at the doctor. So even though I have osteoporosis and all that, there is that length that can happen in your spine. So I really appreciate that, you know, breath, spirit, it can get you a little taller. Okay, so now I think we better get on the floor and do our bench presses. I bet you're ready to be on the floor or on your recliner. So get yourself set up. And make sure you have all those different comfort measures, pillows, blankets, whatever you need. And if you can set your feet up on a chair after we do these bench presses, that's great. Okay, so come on down onto the floor and give your spine a stretch, or your recliner. Stretch your spine wherever you're most comfortable. So pressing down gently on the tops of the hips, anchor the rib cage in. You don't want to sway your back too much. And then taking the hands to the neck. Let your neck stretch a little bit. Here's where you can give yourself a hug again and mobilize those shoulders a bit more. Any amount of it feels good. Do it. Now, before we do our bench presses, let's bring those feet up off the floor and give your knees a little hug. Maybe a little circling for those knees. And then bring your feet down again. Let's do a couple of half bridges. And then we'll do our bench presses. So this time, let's just leave our arms on the floor. So with an inhale, press into those feet and use those glutes to lift your hips up. And as you exhale, soften and relax the glutes, bringing them back down to the floor. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, feel those glutes, lifting your hips up. And as you exhale, soften and relax back down. 1 more time. Squeeze, lift. And exhale, relax back down. Okay, now let's do our bench presses. So today, make sure there's just a little bit of space in your armpit if you can. Just a little bit of space there. You don't want to crunch in. You want to have a little spread and those shoulders relaxing on the floor. Keep your head on the floor and your neck relaxed as you can. Here we go. We'll do 10, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Some people like to do leg lifts as we're doing this. You can do alternate leg lifts. 4, 5. If that feels good in your body. 6, 7, 8. I guess they're more of an extension than a lift, right? 9, and 10. Good. Set those weights down. Bring your hands together, rub them together, clasp your fingers, and gently stretch your arms, turning them inside out. If that feels good, feel that stretch in your fingers, hands, arms, and then release. Give yourself a little hand and wrist massage here for a moment. And now let's go ahead and pick up those weights again and do another set of 10 bench presses. As you're ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Set those weights down. Maybe you like to pick up your feet and shake them out a bit, or do any amount of stretching here for a couple minutes before we do our final set of bench presses. Maybe a little side to side rolling would feel good for you. If you're rolling side to side, it's good to keep that spine in alignment so the whole body rolls together. Okay, one more set of 10 bench presses. As you're ready, you can stretch your legs out or have the feet flat on the floor, or you can do anything that feels good. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more for 10. Okay, now we can set those weights out of the way and do some stretching. So extend your legs. Just notice how you feel for a moment. How about a little bit of a lymphatic pump, so point and flex. If you need a pillow to rest your upper back and neck and head on, I hope you have that already and you're nice and comfortable. And if you want to get that and get comfortable. So we're going to do a little side stretching here. So start with the right side. Let's take that right arm. And it can be either up or out. It depends on your shoulder. Okay. The other day we were just extending it out because Bill had a shoulder issue. So either up or out. You choose what's best for your body in this moment. So taking the right arm and the right leg, inhale, feel the stretch. On the right side, reaching through the fingertips and through the toes or the heel of the right side. And then as you exhale, soften and relax. Let's do that another time with the breath. Inhale, stretch. Maybe you'll flex that ankle and reach through the heel this time. And exhale, soften. Let's bring that right arm alongside the body and lift up the left arm and do the same thing there. Inhale, stretch. Left arm and leg away from each other. And you can reach through the heel. See how that feels. Flexing the foot. Exhale, soften. Maybe reach through the toe if you reach through the heel. This time, inhale, stretch. Left side. Arm and leg away from each other. Exhale, soften. Bring that left arm down. Now let's do the right arm and the left leg. So before we start that, just take, with an inhale, take your hand and lift it and flex your, so your right hand flexes, wrist flexes, and your left ankle. and then relax. So maybe that's all it is. Inhale, flex your right wrist and your left ankle. Notice that relationship between them. And as you exhale, soften. One more time, let's just flex that right wrist and the left ankle. And exhale, soften. Now let's do the same thing with the left wrist and the right ankle. As you inhale, just flex that left wrist and the right ankle. And notice that relationship between the two parts of your body. As you exhale, soften, relax. Again, with an inhale, just flex the left wrist and the right ankle. And exhale, soften. Okay, so that developed a relationship between the opposite limbs. Let's do another stretch. So bring the left arm up, and this time stretch the left arm and the right leg away from each other with an inhale. And exhale, soften. Inhale, right arm, left leg, stretch across the body, away from each other. Exhale, soften. One more breath like that. Stretching the right arm and the left leg as you inhale. And exhale, soften. Bring that right arm down alongside your body and pick up the left arm, and it can be out to the side, whatever works best for you. Inhale, stretch the left arm and the right leg. Exhale, soften. Inhale, stretch. Right leg, left arm. Exhale, soften. One more breath. Inhale, stretch. Maybe this time reach through the heel of that right leg and stretch the left arm, and exhale, soften. How do you feel? Bend your knees, bring your arms comfortably alongside your body, and just notice how you feel. It's time to set yourself up for your meditation pose, and that might be with your knees resting up on a chair. It might be laying flat on the floor or on your recliner in Shavasana, or whatever feels best for you. Maybe laying on your side feels best for you. You choose the most comfortable pose. You can lift those feet up if that feels good. Rest the knees on the chair or the heels on the wall, or just extend your legs. I'm going to get up and mute my mic so that we can have 5 minutes of relaxation, time to rest. So take your time finding your most comfortable pose that you can. And I am going to go ahead and stop this recording now. So if you're watching the recording later, rest, relax, and you'll monitor yourself coming up out of your restful state. And for those of you who are here now, you'll hear my voice again in about 5 minutes.